Good day to your peeps. Liesl here once more. Yeah, and at last, and finally, I'm here today to bring us all the much awaited homemade wood filler, carpenters, fairy dust, man glitter, and wood glue. So here we go, right? As you can see, we do have Gemma's neck, which I'm about to file down. I want to tea stain her again, and perhaps do a bit more shaping on her, because that's coming along quite nicely now. There's a few layers of wood, and I'm thinking we might get some nice patterns, as this will be about what you'll see from the outside of the instrument. But not wishing to digress any further, we do need to repair this drill hole. So yeah, basically my first piece of advice would be, when using, well, my first piece of advice would be, don't sweep up all of your carpenter's fairy dust. Save some of it in a jar like this. Now there's different thicknesses and chunkinesses in here, yeah. And use the stuff off your workbench, yeah, because like once it's on the floor it's all filthy and dirty, and it's anything but glitter by then, you know. It's like this murky mess. I'm sure you know this, but, and it is common sense, but yeah, use everything off your workbench. Yeah, well, if the floors are like mine anyway, and we won't go there, right? I've bought a new mop, yeah, moving swiftly on. So that's the stuff to use. Yeah, and it is quite simply, I'm using good quality wood glue for this, because it's worth it. It dries absolutely solid, and you've got a good good result. Just like when you're doing filler, I don't know if you're doing the walls at home, say you've had a picture hook, it's come out, you've got to fill that bit, you know. It's exactly the same. Yeah, but I will show you how versatile this is. So I basically start myself by just, well, it would help to open the glue first. Oh, I pulled it right off. Oh, there we go. Bear with, folks, I didn't have much sleep last night. So put what I would say a reasonable dollop, right? And I would say that's about a reasonable dollop. And then just sprinkle in, just light it. You don't have to be precise with this. Dump some of the sawdust on the top. And then I want to get you to see this really, if I move Gemma's neck. And just mix it in. You want a stick. Toothpicks are good. Or like this, a bit of garden cane. I like this snapped off bit, because you get a bit of a bevel, like a kind of little tool, you know. Obviously we're going to need some more glue in there. And just keep mixing it. I find if you kind of fold it, you know, like when people make bread, I think, or cakes, don't ask me because baking really is not my forte. But I kind of fold it over. I remember doing this at school, like in home economics, right? And that's a pretty good consistency. That's quite wet, yeah. Now that will dry into more of a putty shape. Maybe if we like half that. That's a bit more puttified, and that one's quite damp. Hopefully you can see. Puttified and damp. If you get it on the table, wipe it up, otherwise you'll have hardened filler all over your table, which I have done. Yes, I do speak from experience. So yeah, and then really just get the sort of more puttified bit to do the main sort of packing, and just plonk it in like you would anyway if you were filling the walls with polyfiller or whatever. And you can poke it in. Scoop it off a bit. Just press it, press it. Hopefully you can see that. There's still quite a hole there, but if you've got that little bevel, you can kind of spoon it in. Sorry, I've got chewing gum. It's nicotine gum. Yeah, I don't like chewing gum at all. And push it. Where you've got chunky bits as well, push those right into the middle, right? And you see that really, even if you roll that, that's filled most of it. And we can finish off the top bit with the nice gooey stuff. Which is, again, the best way I've found to do it, really. There's a couple of reasons why I prefer this and really have to use this. Yeah. Excuse me one moment. I had to remove chewing gum and I didn't want to be vulgar. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, the reason I would use it is because there are a lot of VOCs, which stands for volatile organic, and I always say organic, don't I? Volatile organic compounds, which you might think sounds all right, it's organic, but, well, black mold is a VOC, like a naturally occurring one. Yeah, and really it's how they process natural things into some pretty harsh chemicals. I say that purely because a lot of people do develop allergies to these things, and I certainly have. So yeah, that's why I use this. I mean, really, it's just water-based glue in the main. There's no solvent in that or anything. It is a well-known brand of, well, you can read that. Yeah, it makes me laugh because, like, I remember when I was younger, like, a slang word for wood glue was monkey snot. So when I saw this Gorilla Glue, I thought, yeah, right. Anyway, I said I didn't want to be vulgar, and I just was. So there it is. That's typical Liesl, as we know. And then when it sort of dried a little bit, I would just pat a bit more in like that. You can smooth it off because it does dry absolutely hard. This is the sort of glue that dries to a hard, clear setting, and it is water resistant. I think it's fairly waterproof actually, this one. Other good glues, like a really good one, if you've got a few quid extra to sort of fork out, I would say is Titebond for Gitties. I've never used the waterproof one because I know there is one now, because I've never really needed to with Gitties, but they do a waterproof one as well. And with this one, I do like how it dries really solid, right? It's good for if you're doing something like this, yeah, and what have you. So that's it really. When it's a bit tacky, you can pat it down as well with your finger if you wish, which just saves you a little bit of sanding or whatever later on. But I mean, it helps to get all the air out of it as well, though, you see. And just pat it like that, and then it will dry really solid. Yeah, yeah. One of my uncles taught me this when I was a kid, and like, it is a skill that, you know, I want to share because I don't want it to die out, although I'm sure plenty of other people are still aware of it. But there it is. So yeah, basically, yeah, save your man glitter, right, in a jar, nice and clean and glittery, right? And if you want the really fine soft finish like marble, use the fairy dust that you sanded off of wood. And if you want it a bit more coarse and sort of hardcore, like when you're fixing the guitar neck and all that sort of stuff, you want it more like to go like a resin, yeah, then use your really chunky man glitter for that. So that's the stuff you've cut with a saw. And that's my best advice to everybody, it really is. So if you have stayed to the end, I do thank you ever so much. I do apologise once more that it took me so long to actually do this video, considering how much I did big up this process. But anyway, there it is. And so yeah, happy building, peeps. And yeah, only leaves for me to say, sorry, it's been a long night. Wherever you are, do stay safe. Whatever you're doing, do stay blessed. And whatever life brings, keep building. Okay then, peeps, I'll see you on the next one. I'm in the workshop for a few days now, so it might not be for a day or two, but stay blessed and see you soon. Okay then, bye for now.